But we as a continent have now defined ourselves.
In the news, Nigeria House of Reps pass bill amidst protest. NBC orders TV, radio stations not to glamorize details of terrorist attacks. COVID-19 deaths in Africa jumped by 43% in a week. Nigeria's inflation plunges further to 17.75% in June. Details shortly. This is TOS Television, your digital-first Pan-African news network. I am Rose Audu, and this is TOS News 360. Nigeria's House of Representatives has passed the Electoral Act Amendment Bill that maintains the controversial Clause 52, Paragraph 2 amidst the crises in the House, which forced the lawmakers to spend 2 days on the exercise. Clause 52, Paragraph 2 reads, voting at an election and transmission of result under this bill shall be in accordance with the procedure determined by the Commission. The clause allows the Independent National Electoral Commission to determine when, where, and how voting and transmission of results will be done. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in its list published on Thursday for the Anambra November 6 governorship election, dropped the candidates of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Valentine Ozigbo, and that of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, ABGA, Professor Chukwuma Soludo. The commission instead named Chukwuma Michael Umweji as the substantive candidate of ABGA in cognizance of the judgments court orders served on its relation to the primaries of the political parties and other processes leading to the election. Nigeria's House of Representatives from the ruling All Progressives Congress APC have, without notice to their opposition counterparts on Friday, adopted the Conference Committee report on the Petroleum Industry Bill, voting 3% equity for host communities in the oil-producing areas. The consideration was stepped down on Thursday by the House following a rowdy session of protests by the lawmakers from the Niger Delta region. Reacting to the news that hit them while still briefing, the leader of the caucus, Honorable Ndudi Lumelu, who is also the minority leader of the House, said the passage was a nullity because they were not informed. And in a bid to protect lives and guarantee the safety of individuals, the National Broadcasting Commission has issued directives to television and radio stations operating in Nigeria not to glamorize details of terrorists and kidnappers' attack in reports. For over a decade, Nigeria has been grappling with insurgency, especially in the northeastern part of the West African nation. The NBC, in a letter dated July 7, 2021, issued to television and radio stations, stressed the need for caution by broadcasters while reporting security challenges in the country. An officer of the Nigerian Correctional Service, Kuje, on Friday told the Federal High Court in Abuja that chairman of the Defunct Pension Reform Task Team, Abdul Rashid Maina, was not produced in court because he was having problems with his 2 knees. Maina is standing trial on alleged money laundering to the tune of 2.1 billion naira. Maina's counsel, Abel Adachi, had prayed the court for a short adjournment on claims that he was not served with the hearing notice in time. And this is your digital first Pan-African News Network, TOS Television, and you're watching TOS News 360. Africa, global, business, entertainment, and sports stories. Do stay with us. Welcome back. Across Africa, coronavirus-linked deaths in Africa rose by 43% in just a week, as infections from the Delta variant and hospital admissions have risen with shortages of oxygen and intensive care beds, the World Health Organization said on Thursday. WHO Africa, in its weekly briefing, says fatalities in the WHO's African region, which includes North Africa, climbed steeply to 6,273 in the week of July 5 to 11, just a percentage point shy of its weekly peak recorded in January. The continent's proportion of deaths among confirmed cases stands at 2.6% against the global average of 2.2%. Only 53 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines have been administered so far, and only 18 million Africans are fully vaccinated of the continent's population of 1.3 billion. On the global scene, more than 1,000 people are missing and more homes are destroyed in flood-stricken regions of Western Germany and Belgium on Friday, where waters are still rising and the death toll is already at about 117. Some 114,000 households in Germany were without power and mobile phones network collapsed in some flooded regions. The death toll in Germany is the highest of any natural catastrophe since the deadly North Sea flood in 1962 that killed around 340 people. European Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen said the scale and intensity of the flooding was a clear indication of climate change and demonstrated the urgent need to act. And in business, the National Economic Council announced on Thursday that the repayment of a 2.1 billion budget support facility granted to states by the federal government will begin this month. The federal government, through the Central Bank of Nigeria, in July 2015 made the budget support facility available when many states were unable to pay salaries and wages to their workers. Lagos State was an exception as it did not obtain the facility. Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning Zainab Ahmed at NEC 118th meeting says an agreement had been reached to commence deduction from the end of this month. She said the CBN will, however, provide a bridge financing facility to states. And Nigeria's inflation rate plunged further to 17.75% in the month of June 2021, from 17.93% recorded in the previous month. According to the latest Consumer Price Index reports released by the National Bureau of Statistics, this represents the third consecutive decline in headline inflation. And to sport, some of the Nigerian athletes due to participate in the Tokyo Olympic have complained that they are struggling to sleep due to the time zone in Japan, which is 8 hours ahead of Nigeria's. This was made known in a video clip from Tokyo by Chika Chukwumereje, a member of the Nigeria Taekwondo Federation. The Olympian said it would have been worse if they got to Tokyo late. The International Multi-Sports event is scheduled to be held from 23 July to 8 August 2021 in Tokyo, Japan. And that is TOS News 360 on your digital-first Pan-African News Network. For more updates, visit www.tostvnetwork.com. Do follow and like our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And remember to subscribe on YouTube. Do stay with us and enjoy more programs on TOS Television Network. I am Rose Audu, and many thanks for watching.
We as a continent have now defined ourselves.